During the years that my sons were in high school, they got involved in quite a bit of partying. And my older son initially was the one who experienced opioids. And that evolved into a heroin addiction for him, which over the course of the next several years, him and I trying to figure out how to navigate that journey with him and trying to figure out basically how to fix him. And in the course of that, our younger son, who was 4 years younger, also became addicted and started out mostly marijuana and alcohol, but he ultimately became addicted to heroin and meth, just like Sean. So after multiple attempts at trying to figure out how to navigate this story on our own, I decided to start looking for some sort of help for ourselves online. And at the time, I thought I was looking for help for my sons, and they were my main focus. But little did I know I was going to come across an incredible organization called Parents of Addicted Loved Ones. And it was being held at a treatment center at the time and being run by the founder, Mike Speakman. So Kim and I started attending that meeting, and we quickly found out that it was going to be very difficult for us to change our sons, but there were things that we could do to change ourselves in the hope that might motivate them to change ultimately and get the help that they needed. So we became very involved in PAL. We attended meetings weekly, sometimes twice a week. And after a few months, the founder approached us and said, you know, we really need a meeting on your side of town, which was the Northwest Valley. So Kim and I initially thought we were not equipped, we were not trained, we were not the people to do that. But he kept pursuing us, and ultimately we did start a meeting, and that was 14 years ago. We still facilitate that meeting along with our co-facilitator. And over the course of those years, we have just become involved in countless stories of people who have found hope just like we did through PAL. And that's why we're committed, and that's why we continue to do this ministry. And we do feel like it is a ministry to walk alongside parents who are suffering and struggling with the pain of having a child addicted to drugs. Before we found PAL, we were very much confined to our home. We were so humiliated and embarrassed. The shame of this disease impacts the entire family. And we had taken this approach that what was happening with our sons was a direct reflection on our parenting skills. And Kim and I felt like we had followed a pretty good recipe for parenting. Kim was on the command staff of the Phoenix Police Department. I worked for the city of Phoenix and at one time also for the police department. We attended church. We raised our boys in church. They were leaders in their youth group. They had strong faith. We all did. And we felt like they were on a path for success and that we were kind of facilitating that. And when all of that went wrong with the drugs, we had people, friends even ask us, where do you think you went wrong? And honestly, that was the question we were asking ourselves. So initially, we tried to fix it on our own before it got out any further. We really thought, we've got to figure this out. Maybe it's not as bad as we think it is. But in our case, it was bad, and it evolved into homelessness for our sons, being arrested by Kim's colleagues, and it was devastating. So after years of trying to navigate it on our own, we finally put our hands up in surrender and said, we're going to have to find some help. So after we found PAL, we were initially skeptical. A lot of the things that were presented to us at the PAL meeting, such as setting boundaries and holding people to consequences, those things just didn't seem to make sense to us at the time. But as we started implementing those things and embracing a new way of thinking and understanding and accepting that this was not a direct reflection of our parenting, that actually we had done the best we could, and that some events took place that led our sons down this path, and their brains became hijacked by very powerful drugs, and now it was a matter of all of us getting healthier.